where's the money going to come from to pay all these new workers with the low-carbon fuel? So you said there's going to be a lot of jobs from low-carbon fuel. Where's the money going to come from to pay for the workers?
Well, the money that we're now paying for, the petroleum importers into the state, for these workers who are working on electrical generation or on biodiesel or on, the propane, those more local entities.
So they can produce energy cheaper than the oil companies?
Absolutely.
Can you give me an example of something they're now doing cheaper? Like,
my understanding is that propane is cheaper.
No, but that's not a substitute for gasoline. You're talking about changing fuel. That's a different issue.
Well, that is the whole purpose of the low-carbon fuel standard is to encourage people, to do that.
Where do we get propane?
We get propane from petroleum, but it's a much lower carbon form of combustion.
That doesn't make jobs. Because every job gained in propane is going to be a job lost in the gasoline that it replaces.
My understanding is that, and I'm thinking perhaps more of biodiesel, where it's being developed through cogeneration and from that kind of thing.
So where is biodiesel cheaper than petroleum-based diesel?
I think it's actually very, very comparable. Now, right now, of course, the price has gone unnaturally down, but we know it's going to go back up.
Oh no, there's nothing unnatural about the price drop in petroleum. That's due to market, just ordinary supply and demand.
We'll see. We'll see what the cost is going to be. A year from now.
No, they're producing this stuff around $40 a barrel.
They can't produce the.
No, that's shale. That's a number for shale.
Right. Yes. And so on the one hand, people are saying that, well, the reason the price is so low is because we're getting all this oil from Canada, right? And yet, with the price so low, they're not going to be able to produce the oil from shale, right? And so, right now, the Saudi Arabians are pumping because they want to drive the opposition out.
No, that's not.
But pretty soon, you're going to see those prices go back up.
All Saudi Arabia did was maintain their current level and their decision
of pumping. Right. Even though others, in the past, when we've seen a drop off in consumption, they have lowered their consumption, their production at that point.
Yeah, they didn't do that this
right. That's correct.
Now,
and it is going to affect the price of oil.
Now, when you
so come back in a year and let's see what the price of gas is.
Now, when you mentioned biodiesel, you still got two problems. Number one, it does not reduce carbon. That's pretty well established at this point.
I don't believe
that's
true.
And number two, it increases the cost of food, and that is killing people in the third world.
It depends what the source of that ethanol is. If it's corn-based, then no. But there are increasing amounts of cellulosic coming from rapeseed, canola, and a number of other sources that that's where the research is moving us.
That won't displace farmland?
No.
You also need to know what it does to the life of a motor that's being operated in, and whether it cuts the longevity or hurts the mechanical function of the motor. Because that's a cost too.
I believe that the technology will get better and better. And,
the city of Portland ruined 20 trucks because they put in, I think, 20% or 30%? They put in more biodiesel, more of the bio.
Yeah, obviously we have to do this. We have to do this in the right way.
20,000 miles.
Yeah.
They were destroyed.
Like a decade or two ago, California did it the wrong way and destroyed thousands of diesel engines with their low sulfur diesel. So don't count on the government doing it the right way. But getting back to biofuels, you can change the subject to cellulosic instead of corn-based,
right?
But it's still a farm product. It still takes diesel, carbon-emitting diesel to make this stuff, and it still competes with food production for land.
If it does not cut carbon, then it's not going to benefit under this program. If you look at the rules that DEQ just adopted, the whole basis of this program is that every kind of fuel that's used in this state is going to be analyzed for the amount of carbon that it puts out, and that more credits will go to the fuel source that's lower down on the range. So, corn-based ethanol, for example, maybe it's going to be a little better than petroleum, but not a lot better. So the people who are producing and selling that are not going to get full credits for that. And, that's a program strategy that makes a lot of sense to me.